The ground moved last night. Not the way it does in an earthquake. It breathed. I swear. I saw the dirt rise and fall, like something underneath was struggling to get out. And when it stopped, the wind carried a voice. One I recognized. The problem is, the man that voice belonged to has been dead for 3 months. My name's Elias Kent. I've lived in Bellwether all my life. A small town tucked between wheat fields and a line of hills no one climbs anymore. We're the kind of place where people still leave their doors unlocked, where the biggest news is who won the church bake-off. Life moves slow here, painfully slow. The cemetery sits at the edge of town, just past the old oak tree with the lightning scar down its trunk. I've been the groundskeeper there for 7 years. Most days it's quiet. Birds, wind, maybe the distant sound of a tractor. Funerals are rare. And when they happen, it's all routine. Dig, lower, cover, flowers, and that's it. Or, at least, it's supposed to be. It was Mrs. Dalka's burial. She'd passed in her sleep, 91 years old, the oldest in town. The church bell rang twice, and the whole town showed up. I stood by the grave, hands on the shovel, waiting for the service to end. Her family cried. The pastor read from the book, all as usual, but when we lowered the coffin, I heard it. A low, slow knock. 3 times. From inside. I froze. My hands slick with sweat. Nobody else seemed to notice. Or maybe they pretended not to. I told myself it was just shifting wood. The coffin settling. But then, the ground beneath my boots shifted. That night, the wind didn't stop. It tore through the valley, carrying the smell of damp soil and something else, something sweet and wrong. When I tried to sleep, I kept hearing the knocks again, faint but steady, like they were traveling up through the ground, finding me. The next morning, the grave looked different. The dirt was sunken, as if it had been breathing. I swear, I saw it rise once and settle again. Pastor Hale said it was just settling earth. But old man Cray, he wouldn't step near it. Said the ground was listening. By the 3rd day, the flowers people had left on the grave were gone. Not wilted. Gone. On the 4th night, I woke up, not to the sound of knocking, but to whispers. They were coming from under my bed, but the floor was cold, solid oak. I pressed my ear down, and I heard a woman's voice, calm, patient, saying the same thing, over and over. Not me, not me, not me. I went to the grave the next morning, and I wasn't the only one. 3 other people were there, all pale, all shaking. Each said they'd heard the same voice the night before. One of them, Jacob, the grave digger, finally broke. Said the coffin had been switched the night before the burial. It wasn't Sarah Dunley in that grave. It was someone, something else. That night, I tried not to sleep. I kept every light in the house on, sat in the living room, listening. At first, silence. Then, the hum began, low, deep, like the earth itself was breathing under my floorboards. The lights flickered, and when they came back, every bulb was dimmer. Shadows stretched, farther than they should, reaching across the room, like they were trying to touch me. Then, a crack. The sound of wood splitting from beneath my house. The floorboards trembled, and from the gaps, a thin, wet smell rose up. I ran outside, but the ground in my yard wasn't solid anymore. It shifted, like something underneath was rolling, turning, and I swear, I saw a pale, swollen hand press up from the dirt before it sank again. By morning, the yard was still. The ground looked untouched, but softer, like it was waiting. I packed my bag, decided to leave town. But when I walked past the cemetery, I saw it. The grave we'd filled 2 days ago was open. No dirt, no coffin, just a perfect round hole. Inside, the earth wasn't black. It was red, pulsing, like it was alive. And from the bottom, I heard it. My name. Not shouted, not whispered, but grown. Like roots pushing through soil, curling up toward the light. I stepped back, and the ground beneath my feet exhaled. I don't know who we buried, but I think the earth remembers, and it's still angry.